Closing tools. When the second party is not available. For instance, the daughter wants to get in contact with the father, but the father's not available. The wife wants to get in contact with the husband, but the husband is not available. So that's a second party that's not available. So this closing tool may work, it may not work. It just depends on how much control the daughter or the wife have within making a decision. It just depends how much involvement the second party is going to have within the decision making. So what you're going to start doing is you're going to start creating a story, and you're going to ask the person that's in the office, what would the second party that's not available, what would they want you to do? Just imagine, you know that person more than me. So just imagine, what do you think they want you to do? Would they rather have you make a decision today, even if you weren't able to get a hold of them, or leave without insurance? And if that's the case, what do you think they would say if you leave without insurance and you get involved in an accident? So just for instance, let's say your father, you're not able to get a hold of your father, you leave without insurance, you get involved in an accident, you're going to go back and you're going to tell him, Father, look, I was involved in an accident, I couldn't get a hold of you. What do you think he's going to tell you? I'm pretty sure he's going to get upset. He's going to tell you, what do you mean? You were there, you should have made a decision. Yes, I told you to call me, but you know better, right? Isn't that what parents do? They're going to drill you. They're going to put everything on your plate. They're going to make sure you understand that that was your responsibility. So yes, they want to help you, but if something was to happen, what are they going to tell you? Unless, are they going to help you financially? And if the answer is no, then you're going to continue. So what do you think they would rather have you do? Let's say they were here, for instance. Would they advise you to leave with insurance and eliminate any risk? Or would they advise you to leave without insurance for you to take a risk and possibly have so many issues? What would they advise you to do? Just imagine they're here, or imagine they're over the phone. Forget about the prices at this point. What would they advise you to do? Leave with insurance or leave without insurance? Now you're going to put them in a position where they're going to think of the responses or the way the second person would think. And I guarantee you, they're always going to say, no, you know what? They would want me to leave with insurance. Why? Because you're not focusing on the prices. You're focusing on using a psychological method to have them understand that their parent or their spouse wants the best for them. And also to emphasize that if they were to leave without insurance and they get involved in negatives, oh, they're going to be upset. So you can use the same concept with the wife. You can tell her, look, just out of curiosity, what would your husband say if you leave without insurance and you hit a vehicle? Now your license is suspended. Both of you, him and yourself, are going to be responsible for $5,000 to cover the other party. What do you think he would say? Would he be happy? Is he going to be a happy camper? Or is he going to be upset? He's probably going to be upset. He's going to be so upset that you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be in trouble. That's going to create an issue. That's going to create an issue within your relationship that there's no reason why it should be an issue. Because if you make a decision today, you leave with the right policy, you leave making the right decision, then there's no negatives. It's better to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission. Simply because if you're asking for permission, you're not able to get a hold of him, you leave without insurance, you get involved in an accident, he's going to be upset. Oh, trust me, he's going to be upset. I've seen this thousands of times. So what do you think he would tell you if he was here? Just imagine he was here, or imagine he's over the phone, and you ask him, should I leave with insurance and eliminate the risk, or should I leave without insurance and possibly be involved in an accident and have to be responsible for so much money out of pocket? What would he want me to do? I guarantee you he's going to tell you, leave with insurance. Do the right thing. Make the smartest decision. So once again, this tool is to have them process the thought or the information that the second party would give them. They're going to go through the way that other person thinks, and they're going to come up with their own advice based on the way the other person will be looking at the situation. So you put them in a position where I guarantee you 90% of the time, their responses are going to benefit us, and it's going to allow us to add value to them leaving with insurance. Simply because you don't want any negative situation you don't want any of your relatives to encounter any negatives. You don't want any friends or anyone that you love to encounter any negatives. So if you had the option of advising them to leave and make a decision to eliminate any issues, we would all do that. Matter of fact, I would do that, and I know you would do that as well. And tell them, look, if I'm your father, or if I'm your husband, or if I was the other person helping you, I would tell you, get a policy right now, deal with the rest later, because you don't know what's going to happen. So this is going to allow you to bring a lot of other tools, a lot of other closing tools to justify, to make the person that's in the office feel comfortable about making a decision simply by understanding that the second party would want them to leave with insurance.